Hey, how you doing today? Feeling focused, or is the digital whirlwind winning?
Huh. It's always a bit of a battle. Definitely had to consciously put the phone away this morning. But yeah, ready to dive in.
That feeling, right? That constant fight for focus. It's exactly what we're digging into today. We've been looking at this really interesting AV TV video about, well, they call it brain rot.
Mm-hmm. Heard of it?
And it just hits home, doesn't it? That, restlessness, the pull of the scroll, makes it hard to just be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think everyone feels that sort of digital twitchiness or just difficulty concentrating sometimes.
Yeah. And the video's big idea is this isn't just in our heads subjectively. Our actual brains are like rewiring.
Right. Actively adapting to this constant stream of information and stimulation.
So that's our mission, basically, to unpack why this is happening and maybe figure out what we can do about it,
Sounds good. Where does the video start?
Okay, so it kicks off with our evolutionary background, which I found pretty fascinating.
The hunter-gatherer brain stuff.
Exactly. It paints this picture of, needing intense focus for survival, spotting danger, finding food.
And getting that dopamine hit as a reward. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Good job focusing on that rustle in the bushes.
Right. Dopamine equals survival reinforcement, but now contrast that with today.
Where we get those same dopamine hits for.
What?
A like on Instagram, a funny cat video.
Precisely. It's like our ancient reward circuit is just being constantly triggered by relatively trivial things.
Yeah, our brains haven't quite differentiated between a notification badge and, I don't know, a saber-toothed tiger.
Not quite. It still lights up the same pathways, leading to that constant seeking behavior.
And that's where neuroplasticity comes in, right?
Yeah.
The brain's ability to change.
Yes. The video really emphasizes this. Neuroplasticity itself isn't new, but the speed and intensity of the change driven by digital tech since, say, 2007.
Around the time smartphones really took off.
Exactly. It's like plasticity went into hyperdrive.
So the brain is adapting, but it's adapting to constant distraction, short attention bursts.
And expecting instant gratification. So sustained focus starts feeling, well, harder. Almost unnatural.
Because those neural pathways are being paved for constant switching.
Which the video calls a cognitive evolutionary mismatch. Our Pleistocene brains in a digital age.
Like running Windows 95 on a quantum computer, maybe?
Yeah.
Or the other way around.
Yeah, something like that. The hardware isn't quite matched to the environment anymore.
Okay, so our wiring is getting scrambled. What else?
Well, then it brings in Marshall McLuhan, that 1960s idea.
The medium is the message.
Yeah. Sounds academic, but the video makes it really clear how it applies now.
It's about how the form of the technology shapes us.
Right.
Not just the content.
Exactly. Think about TikTok or Reels. Short, vertical videos, algorithm feeding you endless novelty.
That format itself trains your brain. It teaches you to expect quick cuts, constant stimulation, minimal effort.
Right. That's the message of the medium, kind of baked into the design. It conditions us.
And these platforms are designed specifically for engagement, to keep you watching.
It's the whole attention economy idea. Our attention is the product being sold.
Yeah, it's a currency. And they're incredibly good at capturing it.
So the more time we spend there, the more our brains adapt to that specific way of processing things. Quick, shallow.
Instead of deep, sustained focus, it reinforces the rewiring.
Okay, so the medium is actively shaping our brains. Then the video moves into memes.
Memes. This is interesting. It connects Richard Dawkins' original idea.
From the 70s, right. A unit of cultural transmission.
Yeah, like a cultural gene that spreads through imitation, ideas, tunes, catchphrases.
But the internet took that word and ran with it. Now meme means what? Well, funny picture with text.
Or viral jokes, short clips. And the video argues these modern memes are different. They're often low on context.
But high on immediate emotional impact.
Exactly, like cultural shorthand, super condensed, spreads incredibly fast.
And it's even creating language. That Gen Z, Gen Alpha slang, shoddy blood, mad lit, no cap.
The video suggests a lot of that comes directly from meme culture, not traditional language evolution.
Wow, it spreads so fast.
Incredibly fast, like language evolution on steroids, fueled by algorithms.
Even brands try to jump in. Remember that Good Gunga Gurukula example? Trying to sound relatable.
Oh yeah, it shows how pervasive it is. The core argument is that memes are supercharging cultural replication.
Shaping views, jokes, language, values.
Yeah.
Often without us really stopping to think about it.
Right. They're designed for that quick hit, that instant reaction, which again feeds into that need for novelty.
So, all this rewiring, this meme culture, what are the actual consequences? This is where brain rot comes in.
Yeah, it's a provocative term. But the video links it to real concerns. Teachers seeing kids struggle to focus.
Declining reading rates, less patience for anything slow, like a book or a long movie.
It suggests those developing brains are being wired differently from the start, making sustained attention feel difficult.
And then there's the link to anxiety, restlessness, even finding boredom intolerable.
Which is a shame, because boredom used to be where reflection and creativity could happen, right?
Yeah.
Now it's just reach for the phone.
Right. So brain rot isn't just about forgetting stuff. It's this deeper shift. Skimming information, relying on Google as external memory.
And always chasing that next little dopamine kick online instead of engaging in deeper thought.
It definitely raises questions about critical thinking, problem solving, the deeper cognitive stuff.
For sure. It's a bit worrying when you lay it all out.
It is, but the video doesn't just leave us there. It does offer some hope, some actual strategies.
Okay. Because it's not like we can just ditch the internet entirely.
No way. It acknowledges the internet is amazing for learning, connecting, careers. It's about finding a healthier relationship with it.
And using that same neuroplasticity to rewire things back.
Exactly. Retrain the brain. But it takes effort, like going to the gym for your attention span.
So what's the first step?
Just recognizing it. Admitting, okay, my focus isn't what it used to be, or I do feel that pull. Self-awareness.
Makes sense. Can't fix a problem you don't acknowledge.
Then it suggests progressive overload for attention.
Like weightlifting.
Kind of. Don't expect to suddenly focus for hours. Start small. 5 minutes of focused work, 10 minutes of reading without distraction. Then slowly increase it.
Build up that mental muscle. I like that.
Another big one is environmental design. Basically, make focus the easy option.
Oh, so?
Put your phone in another room when you need to concentrate. Use website blockers. Set up a dedicated workspace if you can. Remove the temptations.
Reduce the friction for focusing, increase the friction for distraction.
You got it. Create intentional barriers.
What else?
Rebalancing dopamine. This involves scheduling time with no digital stimulation.
Like a dopamine fast.
Yeah, essentially. No phone, no TV, no podcasts. Just quiet time. Letting your brain's baseline reset so normal stuff feels rewarding again.
That sounds challenging, but probably effective.
Even short periods might help. And finally, mindful consumption.
Meaning?
Don't just consume content passively. After watching something or reading an article, pause. Think, what did I actually learn? How does this connect? What's the takeaway?
Actively process it, basically. Turn passive viewing into active learning.
Right. It helps fight the superficial skimming effect.
These are all things individuals can do. Does it mention bigger changes?
Briefly. Things like schools teaching attention literacy, companies valuing deep work, maybe even platforms designing things more humanely.
Systemic stuff. That would help too, Augie.
Really? But here's something encouraging the video points out near the end.
Yeah.
If you, the listener, have made it this far into our deep dive, you're probably already demonstrating that ability.
Ability to resist the easy novelty, to focus intentionally.
Exactly. Like that 15% they mentioned. It shows it's possible. We can choose where to direct our attention.
That's a really good point. We're not just puppets of the algorithm.
No. We don't need to reject technology, but we absolutely need to be intentional about protecting our focus, our memory, our, inner space.
It makes you think.
Yeah.
Maybe learning how to ignore things, how to de-learn distraction is a key skill now.
That's a great way to put it. De-learning distraction. So, as we finish up, maybe take that advice from the video.
The quiet reflection.
Yeah. Just for a minute after this, sit quietly. What stood out? What's one small thing you could try? Think of it as like reclaiming a little bit of your own mind.
Choosing where your attention goes. It sounds simple, but maybe that's the most radical act in the digital age.
Definitely some food for thought. Thanks for diving in with us today.